when you are in front of someone holding a camera, you think that you are reading to camera. No, you are reading to the classroom. Incidentally, he is capturing you, your sound. Now, when you are reading to the class of 40, you are reading loud and there is a big gap between each word. Why we are doing all this is when somebody watches in US, you are loud reading of a lesson, he also understands the lesson. He should have a text of written script in loudness. Some of the books are read loudly and you see the text and it is heard. The moment you click, you find the text and answer, you hear it. Now I am trying to do this. So somebody should be able to understand the story in full perspective when he starts putting this on in the internet. That is the purpose. So reading with that intention in mind. Next. Please. Come front, you read to the class.
To make sure, I walked over to a newsboy and glanced at the stack of papers at his feet. It was The World, and The World hasn't been published for years. The lead story said something about President Cleveland. I found that front page since in the public library files, and it was printed June 11, 1894.
I turned toward the tickets windows, knowing that here on the third level at Grand Central I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me anywhere in the United States we wanted to go in the year 1894. And I wanted 2 tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. Have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town still, with big old frame houses, huge lawns and tremendous trees whose branches meet overhead and the roof the trees. And in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long and people sat out on their lawns, the men smoking cigars and talking quietly, the women waving palm leaf fans, with the fireflies all around, in a peaceful world. To be back there, with the First World War still 20 years off, and the World War II over 40 years in the future, I wanted 2 tickets for that.
The clerk figured the fare. He glanced at my fancy hatband, but he figured the fare, and I had enough for 2 coach tickets, one way. But when I counted out the money and looked up, the clerk was staring at me. He nodded at the bills. "That ain't money, mister," he said. "And if you're trying to skin me, you won't get very far." And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. Of course, the money was old-style bills, half again as big as the money we use nowadays, and different looking. I turned away